Yeah, so I just wanted to like double check. Um, because I like to kind of, when I'm seeing an echo of a pattern here, and I am with a theme in the cards, uh, this speaks to definitely some kind of depression. I'm willing to say that's what I think. He's definitely going to be, and it's going to hit him. I think he's not going to expect it. He may have just been living too long in denial. Um, that's what can happen. But I just think his life is going to start to unravel. And I got this earlier, I think, with him. Um, Again, I can only say I get the sense of a loss of stability that is coming. Is this another fall? Um, Possibly. It is something unexpected, but it could also be him ending up losing power. I think that if for some reason he has any health issues, and I think that could happen, they could say, there might be something up also with his equilibrium. He has been falling a lot. And this is the card where it's talking about equilibrium, balance, keeping things steady. And if it's ill dignified, then it means like there's a problem where balance is concerned. And I'm just wondering, because I've often picked up that he might end up having some more health issues. You know how he's been having some, and this looks like, I'm going to say, potentially more another fall or something coming. Could be a possibility. Definitely think there is depression in and around this issue. It could be that he's having decline now in health, something to do with his balance, maybe inner ear, I don't know. But whatever the cause of it, of him not being steady on his feet and falling, maybe this is a fall that could require, with the Tower card, something significant change. Personally, I, without looking at the cards for a moment, wonder if he's not going to have some health problems that basically take him out of office, and then there's issues that perhaps will legally come up looking at him, because they will look at him. It's just a matter of when rather than if. It's just a thought I have, that could be a possibility. But let's see what the cards are saying. So the cards are saying there is something up with his, I believe, his stability. And I do think it's not just only like physical, but also mental. There's just two cards here that speak of mood swings and emotionality as well. There's also speaking of him as being kind of immature, a little bit of like a mama's boy. And I think mama is probably Elaine. He's a bit needy or clingy. And so if something goes up with his health, and if Elaine, let's say, faces legal issues, I think that will be very hard for him emotionally. Just a note as well, he's a water sign, I believe. And this is showing and indicating an immature. Often it indicates somebody that is acting kind of immature. Sometimes it's fun, immature, it's silly. Other times it's annoying. But in this case, I think it's indicating that he's clingy, a little bit needy. And I feel like he's especially going to become more so that way because there's something coming here with the tower, big changes that take him off guard. And I think it could be health and the problems that he's had with falling. And I think he's highly dependent on his wife Elaine for his strength. He's a water sign and she's a fire sign. In her chart, she's very dynamic. So I can see how a codependency could be where he's kind of weak and she's the strong. Well, I feel like secrets are going to start coming out because that closet of secrets is starting to get a lot of pressure to pop open here with the targeted 8 of Wands falling under the moon, no less, near the tower, next to the High Priestess. Oh, so emotional. Absolutely. There's something with his I don't know, he gets the Ace of Cups along with that Page of Cups. So he responds, this will be a shock to him. There is something coming. He's going to be, I don't know, with that's the Chariot next to it. This is the Haunted House Tarot. I think he gets very emotional about when he falls, when he has lost his steps, when he's lost his footing. There's something going to come up with that's going to get worse, I think, or really maybe a bad fall, like I said, where he would have to, here, this is about Mitch, where he would have to, he's going into a depressive state, I can tell you that much. He's entering that because there's going to be some surprises and changes that come up in his life. And I feel like that it's connected to his bond and neediness and kind of an immaturity. And I think that's in relation, I think he gets a bit needy when he has a health issue like this. And I think that's where Elaine, his wife, steps in and is the strong one. And I see secrets come flying out in this row horizontally. Things, literally, tea spills, and it's very going to affect him right in the feels and off guard. the Tower and the Page of Cups really give me a sense of surprise. Okay, so and with the Chariot here and this instability, is this in a vehicle? I hope, is it involving a vehicle? Will it involve a vehicle? That's a possibility with the Chariot, but not necessarily, because the Chariot in general is about mobility. And I think the fact of the matter is, well, we know he's been having problems with his mobility, with his walking, and he's been falling more of late. I don't know with this Tower card if this unexpected event, it kind of feels like it could be because of this maybe medical based, like I've been saying, with the connected to like falling or not having stability. I think he definitely is going, there's depression around this. Definitely shows up. He tries to keep this aspect, I think, of his life and the falling aspect, that health secret, but I think it's going to come out because I think he's going to have some sort of crisis, health crisis. And it has to do with his motor neuron neurologicals and motor type of function. It could be that he has a disease of some form that he has not disclosed publicly, and if so, even if it is, I think it's something he's definitely had to have doctors seen and remark upon by now. So, whatever. I see there's something that I feel like, and it could also be that it happens at night. It could be happening, he could trip in the dark, under low light, but I also believe that he is also entering with any event like that, if that happens. Along with it comes a psychological impact. And I get the feeling of him being very dependent, I think, upon his wife for strength, because I think he gets mood fluctuations, for stability. And he's heading into a time where it's just going to get darker, and then something sudden happens that he's not expecting. And it's like we're right in that window of it popping open. Yes, this definitely feels that this could be, maybe a looking at, because it does also represent transportation, and she is transportation, secretary or whatever. Head of transport department. I think this is I'm wondering if that is the 78, million grant money. But it looks to me like there's some information that's been kept quiet that comes out. And it has to do with it'll be spilled, and it has to do about connection possibly to transport, but also there's success in this information coming out, for sure. We get the hangman. So if we go down vertically, moon, 9 of wands, and the hanged man. There's also, again, get a feeling of suspension here and a problem with mobility. I think he's going to have health issues around his falls and what's causing them and whatever that is. This makes me feel like he could have a stroke, quite frankly. I'm not doing anything but reading what I see as possible with the cards. And again, these readings are all alleged. They're for entertainment purposes only. They are card readings. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm off. But, I don't know, this one feels pretty to me. I'm thinking honestly, this 8 feels very neurological to me. The tower being struck at the crown, and usually this tower has a crown upon it, makes me think there could be something that happens within the skull, which could be aneurysm, it could be a stroke, something along those lines. Brain injury, but some kind of sudden event where there is loss, there is chaos, but what really is saying to me is that he's going to freak out about some information about money that looks like where we have possibly an association made to schools or learning, or this could also just represent certain amounts being looked at that have like a transactions, looking over forensic, financial forensics kind of thing. Yes. Especially, like, to me, yeah, I can see more of that aspect of looking into the something that is secret and prying the lid off of a secret here, and it has to do with money. And for Mitch, it puts him in a position of the hangman. He's suspended. He cannot run away or do anything to change it, and that would be very upsetting, I'm sure. And I do think there's some event, and I do think it could be a health event, that kind of goes along inside with this. Interesting that we get the card that actually has a nurse on it and other nurses' stations. Again, making me feel like he might need care. and have to be hospitalized. This is also justice. So he might be in a hospital or laid up at home for all I know after visiting, but this represents a pretty significant, it's not just one of his, I think, falls like he's had in the past. This would be, I would think, a considerable, if it is a fall, it would be like a literal fall, something that would potentially make him have to go to the hospital and maybe have a stay. And there's an end card with the World. I just think there's an end coming for him. He's not going to expect it. I think it's through health. And somebody else, I think, will have to be chosen to fill his seat. Would that be the second dude? Thun, whatever? Because he's what, Senate Majority Whip or something like that. I forget all their titles. I see him in a defensive position here, and wherein I think, especially when monies are looked at, and because it looks like it's about this. The Nine of Cups also has the merchant, and who is wealthy, and that might be his. He might claim that kind of it's just business kind of thing, but there is something, maybe the nepotism aspect. I think there is that his wife is high profile. That's kind of illegal. Looks suspicious. Like Bailey Sarian says, I love her. Again, I think they're going to look at the aid that he's been given, probably through his wife and elsewhere. It looks like it's even been watched. These people are being watched. And certainly I know Elaine was being, as we know, initially investigated until Trump and co. had that little investigation shut down. And that was for the $78 million. I know that much. I think there's probably other monies, of course. Usually people this greedy are, but that's just my conjecture. There's definitely something coming up. I believe that he's not going to expect, probably with his health and with a renewed investigation into his wife. I don't know. Will Trump do this in revenge, or put them on the chopping block somehow? Say something? I don't know. I would say that McConnell's done enough hinky stuff to get in trouble all on his own, but something will be very clear. And there's a male here, King of Wands. I don't know, that could be Trump. Spilling beans on them. Feeling sorry for himself and talking and stirring trouble. I don't know. That's possible. That would not surprise me. I feel like Trump is going to take revenge on him. And I believe Mitch, it could be when Mitch, again, there's a sense of needing to recover or while he's ill. I think he is going to have some up pretty soon, a problem with his health. It's on the horizon. It's to me it looks like it's taken some steps closer, and it's unexpected. I think we can expect Trump to kick him when he's down, and I think it shows Mitch going into, he will have to face legal issues, maybe even from a hospital bed, but I think investigation's coming for him and the law will be looking into him for sure. So I see that. But I believe that he may have to leave office by virtue of a health problem. I see him being taken by surprise, and it has to do with stability. And so that's a possibility of like stability, you know, like I was saying about him, his walking and stuff. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.